And welcome back to Hannity. We are witnessing Muslims on the march in Iraq and well beyond, all over the globe. Chaos abounds. And here with analysis to the jihad that's raging worldwide, Act for American President Brigitte Gabriel and American Islamic Forum for Democracy founder Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Guys, good to see you both. All right, so we see these images. 48 Kenyans slaughtered, bodies piled on top of each other. We see mass slaughter by ISIS in Iraq that's going on. We see Boko Haram. We're told by the former Nigerian president these girls will probably never be found, never go back to their parents that were taken by radical Islamists. The Taliban cutting off fingers of 11 men because they actually voted in the general election. Is this new, or is it now just being reported more, Brigitte?
No, it is not new. It is being reported more. I mean, look at my own life story, Sean. My house was blown up by radical Islamists in Lebanon back in 1975, where I ended up living in a bomb shelter underground from the age of 10 till the age of 17, robbed of my youth fighting to survive. I ended up moving to Israel, becoming a news anchor for World News in the 80s, and I was reporting about all the radical Islamic terrorism rising around the world. That's in the 80s. I detailed the killing of Terry Waite, Terry Anderson, Colonel Higgins, the Achille Lauro, the TWA, the Panam flights.
Dr. Jasser, is it growing?
Because America ignored the problem.
Well, there's no doubt, Sean, that it's getting worse because of the Arab awakening. There's been a vacuum, and into that vacuum fills the militants and those funded by the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, which is every Islamic majority country wants to see this neo-caliphate, and ISIS is a byproduct of America being missing in action in Syria. And actually, the bottom line, Sean, is we have no strategy. We don't have a president with a vision, and basically we've allowed the militants and both sides, we haven't given them a third pathway, which is that for liberty, and the majority of Muslims, there are many that want to reform out there, but we're not taking their side.
Brigitte, you were at a Heritage Foundation panel last night, and you had a discussion with a Muslim woman, and it's made a lot of news. Let's play part of it and get your reaction.
I know that we portray Islam and all Muslims as bad, but there's 1.8 billion Muslim followers of Islam. We have 8 million plus Muslim Americans in this country, and I don't see them represented here.
Since you're the only Muslim representative in here, you took the limelight instead of speaking about why our government, and I assume, are you an American? You're an American citizen. So as an American citizen, you sat in this room, and instead of standing up and saying a question or asking something about our 4 Americans that died and what our government is doing to correct the problem, you stood there to make a point about peaceful, moderate Muslims.
Why is there, and there are many Muslims that speak out, but not the majority. Why is there this mysterious reluctance and resistance to speak out against radical hijacking of their religion? Brigitte.
Because a lot of them are afraid to come forward, and a lot of them are sitting at the sidelines and taking pride of the return of Islamic pride. Just like a lot of Germans did not agree with the Nazis, but a lot of them sat on the sidelines enjoying the pride of what was happening in Germany at the time. At the end, they ended up paying a price. And we are seeing this happen to moderate Muslims throughout the Islamic world. And this is why the radical Islamists are growing. They are powerful. And basically, the moderate Muslims who are either not speaking out or not supported when they speak out, like Zuhdi Jasser. Where is the funding from millionaire Arab sheikhs giving Zuhdi $1 million and mobilizing a movement to support him and get his message out? The reality is they are non-existent, and people like Zuhdi are a lone voice out there.
Last word, Zuhdi.
Well, Sean, I mean, she's right in that the bottom line is the reason you haven't heard them is the bad guys, the Islamists that feed the radicals, are funded by billions from all over the world, while us in the American Islamic Leadership Coalition that are reformers should be at the tip of the tongue of every media for ideological diversity, should be given platforms and recognize that we exist rather than the apologetics that somehow either all Muslims are peaceful or all Muslims are terrorists.